All right, 5 minutes after 11 o'clock. Gosh, it's a nice looking day, isn't it? Guess what it is outside right now? 70.
80? Oh,
no, 78. 78 degrees.
Okay.
Not bad, huh?
No.
Not bad. Feels good out there.
Feels real good.
If you were to ask somebody 20 years ago, I don't know how long ago, is diabetes or type 2 diabetes anyway, is it reversible? Is it curable? They would have said no. It's not. Nowadays, you're hearing different stories. I'm not a doctor. I'm just telling you that, the things you read and stuff. Mm-hmm. There's even a commercial by Leave It to Beaver. I don't know if you ever heard that commercial.
Oh, yeah, I
can't remember his real name. What's his real name?
Jerry Mathers.
Jerry Mathers, yeah. Mm-hmm. And he talks about how he reversed his diabetes by eating right. And I don't know. I'm sure he's selling something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's selling. But I have something here that'll help you if I have piqued your attention just with the little bit that I've said so far. I have a book. It's called The 8-Week Blood Sugar Diet, How to Beat Diabetes Fast and Stay Off Medication. This is from #1 New York Times best-selling author of a book called The Fast Diet, Dr. Michael Mosley. He's on the phone with us. Lose weight and live longer, and let's take care of that. 8 weeks. Think about that. 8 weeks from now, your doctor could tell you, possibly, hey, you don't need that diabetes medicine anymore, that insulin shots, right?
Yeah.
Let's find out if I'm right or way off target. Dr. Michael Mosley is an award-winning science journalist, executive producer, TV personality with the BBC. He was named the Medical Journalist of the Year by the British Medical Association, and he's on the phone. Good. What an honor. Good morning, Dr. Mosley. How are you?
Good morning. Hi there. Greetings from London.
Are you in London right now?
I am, yeah, and it's a sunny day out there.
Wow. Is diabetes as commonplace in other cultures, like in England, as compared to America, compared to France? Are we all going through the same thing?
Absolutely. And if you'd asked me 30 years ago or when I was at medical school, I would have told you that diabetes is an irreversible disease, best treated by medication, and you've just got to accept the diagnosis. I can tell you quite firmly now that I was completely wrong then, and that the doctors who tell you that now are also completely wrong. It is a reversible disease. It's incredibly common. In the UK, we're rapidly catching up with you. In the US, the majority of people now, adults, have problems with their blood sugar levels. You've got 29 million diabetics and 86 million pre-diabetics, which are people who have high blood sugar levels but are not yet in the diabetic range. And almost none of them know unless you've had a blood test recently.
All right.
Similar levels in the UK now, similar percentages. More than half the population have abnormal blood sugar levels. And the situation is even worse in some countries in the Middle East, countries like Saudi Arabia, where a quarter of the population are diabetic and rising fast.
Really? So what's causing all this? Is it the food we're eating?
Yeah, it's the food, it's the amounts, but it's also the type of food. Because what happened in 1980, which is when this epidemic really began, was that we were all advised to cut down on eating fat. And so people switched to eating a lot more sugary carbs. And the manufacturers kind of took the fat out of the food, but instead they stuck in lots of sugar. And so even foods like bread have very high amounts of sugar in it. We also took to snacks. We became a snack culture. We drank a lot more fizzy drinks. We drank a lot more orange juice, and apple juice, thinking it was healthy for us. But a glass of orange juice has about 9 teaspoons of sugar in it. So for all the best reasons, we went on this huge experiment. Right? And the result has been a rapid rise in type 2 diabetes in America, but all around the world. And as I said, it's only the tip of a sugary iceberg, because so many Americans have pre-diabetes. And but the good news is you can do something about it. And the sooner you do something about it, the less likely you are to suffer all the dire consequences of diabetes, which include things like blindness, impotence, loss of a limb. 70,000 Americans have an arm or a leg amputated every year because of type 2 diabetes. So, it's a serious condition.
Wow. The diet might be a surprise to some people because you do have meat in the diet. And I would have thought, because I'm not a doctor, I would have thought that this was going to be a vegetarian diet. But just from the little bit you've told us just now, it sounds like we're shooting ourselves in the foot. And that's a pun right there in a way, and losing your foot. But
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, no, this is actually based on the Mediterranean diet, which is one of the healthiest diets in the world. So there is meat, although there are also vegetarian options. There's lots of fatty fish in it, things like salmon and sardine and mackerel, because, again, the fats you get in fish, it turns out they're really good for you. There's plenty of fruit, vegetables, olive oil is really good. The things you're going to be cutting down on this diet are things like sugar, the donuts, obviously, the fatty things like that, but also less white rice, white bread, pasta, because those get converted into sugar very rapidly by your body. So you need to go, it's not a low-carb diet as such, it's not Atkins, but you're going to be reducing the readily absorbable carbs, and that would include, say, fruit juices, because, again, you knock back an apple juice, your blood sugars will just go soaring up almost immediately. Your body produces insulin to bring them down, and then you kind of have a sugar crash. And the problem as well is about your body producing lots of insulin, is that insulin is a fat storage hormone. So as well as bringing your blood sugars down, what it does is it switches off all the fat. So if you have a lot of insulin running around in your system, you're not going to be burning fat. And also it's going to promote things like breast cancer. So that's why insulin turns out to be the real baddie when it comes to hormones. And average insulin levels are just going up and up and up.
Wow.
And at some point, the problem is that your body is no longer able to produce insulin. And that's actually an even worse thing, because that's when you tip over into type 2 diabetes, and you probably have to start injecting insulin and things like that to keep yourself alive.
Does exercise play a role at all?
Sure does, but what you need to do first is lose some of the weight, because exercise is a pretty lousy way of losing weight, because you're going to have to run about 40 miles to burn 1 pound of fat.
Mm-hmm.
So in this diet, there's kind of Batman and Robin, with the diet itself playing Batman and exercise Robin. You kind of need the two of them together to some extent. But exercise works best when you've lost a bit of weight, because you're going to feel more like doing exercise. I have a section in the book about the type of exercises which are most effective to be done in a short period of time, but which are most likely to produce fat burning, but also keep your blood glucose levels down. So really important to do once you've lost the weight. But actually exercise alone is not going to do it for you. Also, I have a section on stress reduction, because stress is also a major cause of sleeplessness, but your blood sugar is also affected badly by the stress hormones. Plus, of course, when you're stressed, what do you want to eat? You want to eat a nice donut or a bit of cake or something like that. So there's a section on how to reduce your stress.
The 8-week blood sugar diet is the title of the book. I have a copy of the book right here. Call me if you want it. And we'd love to hear from you in 8 weeks and give us a report to see how well it did for you. The rest of us have to go buy it. But if you want the one that I have here, you're welcome to it, 622-9622. Doctor, give us a website so we can buy the book.
Sure. It's thebloodsugardiet.com. You can buy it at Amazon or any of those places. But my website, if you go to thebloodsugardiet.com, you can get lots more information. There's also a very big and active community there. Lots of lovely stories of people who've lost huge amounts of weight.
Oh, that's great.
On average on the site, you're going to lose 20 to 30 pounds in 8 weeks.
Oh, that's great.
And also, the people who are on the site are evangelical about it, so they're really keen to support other people who are starting out. So do go and visit.
Let me give the book away. Let me pick a number here. Good morning. You've got the book. Who's this?
This is Robin.
Robin?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know where we are?
Oh, wow, I got the book.
You got the book.
You're in the Cascades, right?
No, we're not in the Cascades.
I'm sorry, not the Cascades.
We're in the Paddock Mall.
Yes.
Right outside the food court, okay?
Yes, thank you.
What's the first initial of your last name?
R.
R, Robin R. Okay, well, Robin M is going to take the book and set it aside for you, okay?
Absolutely, and let me know how you get on.
Yeah, let us know how it worked. We'd love to hear from you.
I'll do that.
All right, thank you. Doctor, I think people are going to love this. This is a lifesaver, literally a lifesaver for people.
It is.
So thank you for being on the air, and thank you for writing this book.
Pleasure. Lovely to speak to you. Bye.
Thank you, Doctor. We will take a little break, and we'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Tuesday will be partly sunny and warm with a high of 81 near the coast, 88 well inland. Partly cloudy Tuesday night, low 61 inland, about 67 along the coast. For Wednesday and Thursday, intervals of clouds and sunshine with a shower and thunderstorm around during the afternoon and evening hours of each day. High Wednesday, 82 at the coast, 88 inland. Thursday's high, 81 at the coast, 87 inland. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Joe Lundberg.
That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never